There's a hair. Hampton, I think, is in my eye. I'm gonna try this. Oh God. Oh God. There it is. I got it. It's fine. It's fine. Hi, I'm Holly. Welcome to a new video. Today I thought I'd talk about apartments. It's now my 1-year anniversary of living in this one. So far this is probably my favorite apartment. There's another one that's pretty close, but I think this one wins because it's 2 floors and it's really quiet 90% of the time. The other 10 is when the neighbor's downstairs. But so yeah, I've been here for a year. I have a lot of experience in apartments, and I thought I'd share some stories and possibly some tips to help you out. So in college, I lived in residence, then I moved into an apartment with some friends. Lesson of moving with friends. Friends are great, but it can also be difficult and it can cause tension. So if you're gonna move in with friends, really think about it because it can ruin friendships. Lucky for me, the people I moved in with were very understanding and we were able to communicate our problems and it turned out pretty okay. But there were times where tensions got high and sometimes we had disagreements. That's just a little fact of living with friends. It can go one way or the other. The landlord there was great. When you move in, try to get a sense of your landlord. Don't just rent from anybody. Have a conversation with who you're going to rent from. He was wonderful. And then the next place was actually still him. And I moved in with randoms. That was not a good time. They weren't very clean. And I am what I would consider rather clean. We shared a kitchen and a lot of times I would go to make something and it'd be a disaster and it was very stressful. That reminds me of another place I went to look at. One place we went when it was me and my friends, we were gonna move in together. We went and looked at this place. It was like, you know, your typical college apartments that were rented out for dirt cheap, not well kept. This is one of those. One of the bedrooms downstairs did not have windows. So that's a fire hazard, I think. I think you could die. And the other place, after I had graduated, I had planned on staying around where the college was, because I was planning on doing video around there. I had some friends that were in video production. We were gonna work on some stuff while I worked whatever job. So I went with someone to potentially be their roommate. In retrospect, that would have been horrible. But the place I went to look at, again, no windows. I don't know what it is with the no windows thing. It was dirty. It was bad. So glad I dodged that bullet. So then I moved home. I lived with my parents for a while, which was fine. I didn't have to pay rent. My parents were pretty understanding about that. Then when I moved out the first time, I should have paid more attention to the landlord. It wasn't great. When they split the building into apartments, they didn't do a very good job. So in the wintertime, it was always drafty and it was cold. And there's always weird smells. I think it was the previous tenants, they were heavy smokers and we had cleaned it, but I don't know if that actually made a difference. And then, so the building was shaped like this and there's this piece that stuck out. So I technically didn't have anyone above me because I was in the back, but I sort of did. And the people upstairs wanted to become rap artists. So that was annoying. And they also like to try to be really intimidating. Well, I'm pretty sure one of them ended up in jail. But that's kind of hard to gauge who is going to be living in the building. But if you look at the building and go, huh, and you get a gut feeling, don't go with that building. So after that, I didn't stay there, I don't even think a full year, because I just had enough between it being freezing all the time. There was a hole outside the bedroom window where birds had nested, and they would, as soon as sun hit, they would start screaming. And it was enough. So the next place I moved into was a place, it was a 3rd floor apartment and the stairs went boop, they were straight up. That space was huge. You probably remember me doing videos in that space. It was humongous. I didn't have enough furniture to even come close to filling it. I could have roller skated in it. It was a great apartment except for the 3 floors. I rarely had issues. The landlord was great. The only reason I ended up moving out of there is because I had met the guy I was seeing at the time, and we had made the decision. We had been dating for about a year. We had decided to try moving in together because, well, it's a lot cheaper. I kind of wish, in retrospect, I didn't lose that apartment because it's pretty sweet and it was cheaper than this place. But, you know, live and learn, as they say. So after that, we moved into this house apartment. So it was a house split into 2. It was a great space, dated. Are you gonna eat right now? My cat's gonna eat. I'm gonna wait for you to stop doing that. So upstairs and downstairs. So the downstairs was the main floor, basement, backyard and garage, and the upstairs was the upstairs, and they had it. They were great people. They fought a lot. That's okay. There was a lot of issues. Like, the place was good, but it was also difficult. We had a lot of bats. I've become the ultimate bat wrangler. I probably got rid of, in the time we were there, 7 bats, probably. I got really good at getting rid of them and getting them to go outside. I have methods now. That place was hard to heat. It was an older building, lath and plaster walls. I had some really cool stuff, but again, it was difficult. The bedroom was always really cold. What ended up happening with that place is that as the relationship I was in deteriorated, so did the living space, kind of. I got to a point where I had been doing a lot of the housework, and that wasn't a big deal, but I got to the point where there was no other help, and then I started to get tired of doing everything, and then and then we broke up. It was fine. So after that, landlord was great there too. I didn't have too many problems. If there was a problem, I call and he'd be there in like 2 seconds. They did try to fix the bat problem like multiple times. Still don't know how they were getting in. But after that, I moved in with my parents for about a month while transitioning into this place. It was a nice little break to be out where my parents are. They're more in the country. Internet's slow, but they have a great space. It really helped me at that time sort of like reflect upon the past 3.5 years. That was that relationship. And then I moved in here. So when I came to this place, it was really great. Because we had only been apart for less than a week, and I had started looking. Because I was like, it's very difficult to find apartments in this area. So I wanted to try to get up on it as soon as possible because I didn't think I was gonna find anything. But I came through this place and the landlord, are you really gonna do this now? So when I came to look at this place, I brought my mom. It was either gonna be my mom or my dad or both. I usually take one of the two. The landlord was really, really nice. And I was super enthused about it. Like this kitchen is big, like it's quite big. All the rooms are quite small, except for the kitchen. The kitchen's huge. All the rooms are quite small, but it's just me and my cat. So it works out really nice. It has an upstairs, the bedroom's nice, the living area is really nice. So when we were looking at it, we were super enthused. And he realized that we were excited about this place, and he basically gave it to me on the spot. There's actually a place I went to look at before this place, but it was pretty much a no-go right away. The landlord seemed nice, but he also seemed really strict. Like, he was very adamant about no sound. He had mentioned that the person that lived in the apartment I was looking at would usually, if they watch TV late at night, they would wear headphones. And I'm like, is that because they wanted to or because you told them to? I live life. I'm a pretty quiet person, but I need to know that if, I have my music on, that someone's not gonna call the landlord because I'm listening to music. I don't listen to it like blasting, but I like to listen to my music. So he was a little bit weird. I didn't really like it. The apartment was cute, but it didn't have a washer and dryer. This place has a washer and dryer. That's something you also might want to look for. Yes, this place is a little bit more expensive than others, but there are some benefits. The landlord takes care of things. It has security cameras outside, washer and dryer on site. So yeah, I've moved a lot. Apartment hunting is difficult. Except if you're me, where I've never actually had a problem. I've been pretty lucky thus far finding places to live. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience moving so many times within the same town. Hopefully this is it for a bit until I find someone to move in with, ideally. Yeah, dating at 28. Anyway, that's another video again for another day. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you have any, apartment hunting tips, leave them in the comments below. And we'll talk about it. Okay, bye.